how does the braiding of Western and Indigenous knowledge increase our ability to answer some of the most pressing questions that are facing us as the climate changes and as environments change. The goal of the Canadian Mountain Network was to better understand the interaction between mountains, people, places, and cultures. We achieved that through projects on everything from species at risk to hazards to climate change adaptation, groundwater. But what we found we became very good at was the braiding of knowledges. What I observed and why I'm so passionate about the Canadian Mountain Network and Braiding Knowledges is if we use the example of, say, caribou and the work of West Moberly First Nation and Clayton Lamb at the University of British Columbia and all of their partners and collaborators. Not only did they bring that herd back from the brink of extinction, but they learned and shared what is necessary to sustain that herd. So they took the research, and now that research is being used to establish better reclamation practices, sustainability practices, conservation for the caribou, and the ultimate goal is to reestablish the right to harvest those caribou. So that continuum of research to influence decision-making with the goal of reestablishing rights for the people of the land, where caribou is an inherent part of who they are and who they've always been. That continuum I've never seen in my 30-year career.
Braid is a significant symbol in the type of work that we're trying to achieve with Braiding Knowledges Canada. Our hope is that it will lead to a new understanding, and consequently new knowledge. So that third grade, from a science perspective, is meant to have new science understanding. That braiding is about leading us to a new understanding, a new way of being, a new way of doing, to the extent that we can make that happen.
You know, when you think about a braid or braiding of a rope, it's stronger than if it was an individual strand. And I think that's what I love about the concept of braiding, is we are stronger together as we interweave our thoughts and ourselves within this piece of work, and with our hearts leading, we are stronger together. Our work's going to be stronger, the outcomes are going to be stronger, and we're unified and we're equitable.
Our ability as Western science practitioners to understand a landscape in the limited slices within which we're able to go out and do field work, experience it, collect data, and then return to digest that in some form and produce academic papers is so limited. It gives us such a limited slice of what is happening within that landscape as a whole. The ability to bring together the systematic approaches of Western knowledge that may connect one piece of knowledge in a given space to a much larger global system, say a global climate model, there's a value in that. But being able to connect that to the richness of what's understood about a specific landscape from that millennia-based presence there and knowledge transfer that happens in that space just brings so much more to an understanding of both what is happening, but also what needs to be done to ensure the resiliency of the kinds of things that we want to continue to happen on those landscapes, whether they're cultural practices, the ability to derive food from those spaces, or just the ability to have those spaces continue to offer the kinds of ecosystem services on which all of us depend in one way or another.
BKC Knowledge Hubs are initiatives that combine research and training and knowledge mobilization. We wanted to really respect self-determination and place-based prioritization of what that hub is, what it focuses on, who's involved.
One of the greatest things about the knowledge hubs that we have is that you get to see the role that the communities and Indigenous knowledge plays. You start to see how the community works and operates within their methods, or even the way that they transfer knowledge, and even the ontologies, the ceremonies, traditions, and the worldviews. It's kind of a gratifying, liberation process in the research itself. Because we're going on a path that hasn't always been the clearest, or there hasn't been a direct guide or model, we get to build that together. Miawachituan means those good relations, and that those good relations are vital